Hey everybody. In this video, I am going to go over some of the new technology that is in the 2023 Ford Super Duty and take it on two different towing test drives, one with a fairly light load and one that is decisively not light. We'll hit the technology first, then we'll dive into the towing videos, and then I think there'll be just a little bit more technology to show at the end as well. I hope you enjoy the video. So this is Pro Trailer Hitch Assist. This is a new feature for the 2023 Ford Super Duty, and it's taking all the cameras that people have installed on their trucks to another level, combining it with ADAS to give you a hands-free, foot-free way to hitch your trailer.
We activate it by hitting the Pro Trailer button.
Okay.
Asking us if a trailer's connected. We'll hit no. It'll initialize for a moment.
And you have this trailer preloaded in here already in terms of identifying it?
No, so we don't have to add a trailer profile for it to identify the trailer.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're steering right now just to get it started?
Yep, so it's asking me to steer to align the
green.
The couple.
So you're in that window there, and so once you see green, that's how the system knows that it sees what it needs to see.
Correct.
I see. Okay, very good.
Once we've identified it, it just asks us to stop, so now I'm stopped. Now it's asking me to press and hold the Pro Trailer button to start, so I'm pressing and holding. Asking me to release the pedals and steering wheel, so now my foot's off, hands off. The automatic maneuver has begun. It's automatically controlling the braking, steering, and throttle.
Do you have to hold the button down for it to work?
Yeah, so it's a built-in safety, so that if you wanted to stop the feature, all you have to do is just let go of the button.
Got it, got it. So that is the way you are controlling this still?
Yep, so the driver's still in control.
Now, did you release the button?
Nope, so it paused a couple feet away. So it's asking us to verify that the coupler height is appropriate before continuing.
Ah,
so
okay.
To verify that your trailer's at the appropriate height.
Very good.
In this case, we know it's appropriate, so I'll hit it's appropriate. It'll ask me to press and hold to continue.
Did it change views?
Yeah, it did.
So it went to that overhead. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, good feature, good point.
So it starts real nice and slow.
And what are the green lines that are on the? And then is that's just like your backup warnings?
Yeah.
Or?
So that's the same as like the park indication.
Right.
So now that it's aligned, it's asking me to continue to hold it as it's applying the park brake. And now, now that the park brake is applied, it's asking me to shift to park. If I can shift to park, we can go check out the alignment.
Okay, thank you very much.
Let's take a look at Smart Hitch and see what it tells us. All right, Smart Hitch can be found in the features menu of the sync screen. So go ahead and hit Smart Hitch, please. I'm going to take you through the full checklist. So if you hit that connection checklist there, yes, thank you. So we want to have the truck aligned to the coupler. The trailer is still disconnected. This is where Pro Trailer Hitch Assist would get you all set up and ready to go. So now you want to add all your cargo to your truck, and we need to zero the system. So go ahead and hit reset. Say yes, and then hit the right arrow, please. And now we'll enter our trailer weight. Confirm, please. And now we'll hit the right arrow. So I'll go connect the trailer to the ball here. So you go ahead and hit the right arrow. So it's going to go through other checkpoints here, so make sure your electrical connections are good, which we know they are. In this case, chains are good. Breakaway switch is good. And now here, this is a new feature for checking your trailer lamps. So if you go ahead and hit that trailer light check, what this will do, it'll automate and go through your left turn signal, your right turn signal, your brake lights, and your reverse lights. It'll repeat the sequence at a nice pace 5 times. So if you go ahead and hit exit, please, and hit the right arrow again, tongue jack is up. So now we're at the scales. So here, 12,000 pound trailer, we got a full cab.
We're below 10%.
Yeah, so the load is actually biased to the back of the trailer. On the Platinum Unlimited, if you hit the tail lamp button, the LED lights will actually give you real-time feedback of where you stand.
Oh, yeah,
So when we're back there moving our load, you'll see the bottom light flashing if you're too far back, the top light flashing if you're too far forward, and then the middle two remain solid without any flashing, indicating where you need to be. Here you can see the bottom lights are flashing, showing us that the skid steer, or our load in this case, is too far back. See, now we're right where we need to be. We're where the trailer should be loaded, so we're solid too, no flashing lights. We're at the right spot. You tune yourself down and you finish the checklist. And you can see as people are piling in, the scale is moving up, but you can see we're right we're at the high, we're in the green, maybe higher. You know, you might have a preference where you be, but you're in a better loaded spot.
Yeah.
So if you finish checklists out, it'll go through your wheel chocks, and the final step would be your brake controller adjustment. Now let's say you get experience, you don't want to run through all 13 steps. You don't care, you know enough about doing your chocks, your tongue jack and such. Go ahead and hit that X, please. If you hit quick setup, you'll get right to the scale menu. And then this is where the first step, right, it's asking you to zero things out. If you hit the right arrow, it'll ask you for your weight, hit the right arrow again, and you're back to the scale. Get more experience, you don't need to know, hey, you know what you're doing, right?
Yeah. So with a Smart Hitch feature, basically this is a way for you to kind of like check yourself, to dummy check that you're doing all the things you should be doing anyway.
That's right.
Yeah, so Smart Hitch, very interesting. Okay, now I'm inside the truck for another new feature. This is called Pro Trailer Backup Assist, and this will back a trailer up around a curve for you without having to worry about steering and getting that correct. And next, and doing the demo is
Kerry Baldori.
Kerry Baldori, and he's going to show us the different steps we need to take to do this.
As I was mentioning, the first step is you have to calibrate the system, and in order to calibrate the system, the key piece is putting the sticker on the trailer.
Yes.
And the system's very easy to use. You get a sticker, you have to put the black and white checker sticker on the trailer hitch itself in a specified dimension. Then going through the calibration procedure, which I'm not going to do now, but it's very straightforward and very easy to go in, and you essentially say calibrate. It will calibrate the system, and then once it's calibrated and connected, then all you have to do is come over and hit the button. Okay. On Pro Trailer Assist, you'll see the on button light comes on. You'll have the default views that you see here. So this trailer has the optional wired camera at the back of the trailer, which I personally like to use. So you can just go to this view here.
So that's the back of the trailer,
that is
not the back of the truck.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can go to the back of the truck if you want. If you see this icon, that's from the Chimsel. There's a camera that's in the Chimsel, shows you the bed and shows you the truck, but I like, because it has the optional camera on the back of the trailer, I can see what's behind the trailer.
Yeah.
You also can see in this view, which is one of the standard views, the two sides of the trailer. You can swap those.
And then you have this sensor right here giving you a sense of what the truck sees around it.
Exactly, and this will tell you where your steering angle is that you're asking, and it will also show you the angle between the truck and the trailer.
Great.
So you just go into reverse, gives you the green arrow. Now I'm going to swap back because I like to do it this way. When you don't do anything, it will just keep your trailer straight. Now I want it to go to the left in the view, so I just turn it to the left.
Interesting. So you are guiding it some. It's not fully automated.
Correct.
But as opposed to you having to know which way to steer to get the trailer to rotate correctly, it does all that automatically.
Correct. Just like now, I'm just trying to line it up.
Fascinating.
And I want it to go in between the two pylons, so I'm getting close.
So you're effectively steering with that right there.
Correct.
It's just that the work of doing the counter steering for the trailer to work.
Correct.
That's what the truck's doing automatically. Fascinating.
And then I'll know exactly where to stop. And I'm up.
Wow, super interesting. Thank you so much. That's an interesting demonstration. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pro Trailer Backup Assist. Okay, this is my first time driving the 2023 Ford Super Duty. This one in particular is a gas engine Super Duty, and it is got something attached to it, a super big boat, and we're gonna tow it. So next to me is Ryan, and he helped make the 7.3 liter V8 run nice and cleanly. So he's gonna help me talk through as we're towing this super big boat. So these are in features in towing, just in towing. We have all these different features in it, and we have all this.
We have all this.
Wow.
Yes. So if you regularly tow a trailer, personal trailer, you can add your own trailer. So let's manage trailers, and let's look at this boat trailer that we have set up. And this shows, after you set it up, you can see what kind of trailer hitch and brake controllers you have. This is a boat, so this is a surge dial. But down here we have smart trailer navigation. Once you set up all your trailer specs and you're using the nav system of the vehicle, it will automatically route you through areas that you can clear underpasses.
Interesting.
So it automatically knows the height of your boat, and it'll automatically update your system so you don't get stuck underneath.
Oh, really
overpasses,
fascinating.
if you will. So
okay.
And then trailer maintenance. We'll go here. This is something new that's going to be very helpful for our fleet customers and personal owners. So you can enter your trailer's information in maintenance specs that your trailer manufacturer gives you when you buy it, for your wheel bearings, axles, hydraulic brakes, lug nuts. And when you come up on a service, it tracks it by mileage or time. It'll flag you and give you a prompt that your trailer is due for maintenance. And then all that information, once this trailer is hooked up to any truck in the fleet customers, they can, through telematics, get all that data, and they can track.
So it doesn't have to be towed by the exact same truck every time. Okay, awesome.
So that's something new for us. And then one other feature that you'll see, turn on your right turn signal.
Ah, fascinating. So it automatically shifts this, what you see on screen, based on the turn signals.
Correct.
Very cool.
Okay.
All right, is it time to get going?
Time to get going.
All right, let's do it. Let's put it in tool haul mode and see how it feels.
So drive mode selector and move it to the left.
Okay. Normal.
Normal. And then
tow haul.
You're in tow haul.
So this is the 7.3, and this does because this is the 7.3. We do have the beefier of the two transmissions offered.
Yes, this is the 10R140 10-speed transmission.
All right. Well, I mean, that's effortless already. Just getting moving, you don't feel any real weight behind you. Now, this is for a Super Duty. This is a relatively light load. It is under 10,000 pounds, correct?
It is. Yes, it's 8625.
So we are going downhill a little bit here, and we can feel weight, but it's certainly, we're not stressing anything too much here. And the rear end feels perfectly stable. Okay, moving a little bit more here. Now, I've been in faster vehicles before, but we're hauling a lot of weight while we do that.
9,000 pounds back there. So we're going to take the 7% grade.
7% grade, and that is 7% rise over run grade. That's the hill we're about to go up. Yeah. And we're going to get moving here.
You can stop on the hill. You can do whatever you'd like.
All right.
Your call.
Well, we're going about just under 40 miles an hour right now, and I'm just going to see how much. Yeah, and it's easy enough to maintain, and we're in the 5th gear, and it didn't even upshift to 4th to do that. And I don't see anybody behind us, so I will go ahead and stop. So we're right in the middle of the 7% grade, and see what this 10-speed transmission does. Well, okay. You can light up the rears if you want. We are in 2-wheel drive mode, I think it's worth pointing out.
Yes, we are.
And this is in 2nd gear. Yeah, and that's perfectly. So I'm applying a healthy amount of throttle, but we have pretty easy acceleration as well. And again, it did not feel the need to kick down to 1st gear and have anything too aggressive there. You can feel the weight back there, but I just kind of turned in to see how the car would feel, and you can tell that the steering is a little light, but it's responsive just the same. So yeah, that's pretty good. So this is full throttle uphill. You can tell that it's working, but we're also accelerating. It's a good sounding motor. The exhaust tune was good. Okay, so this will be a little bit more of a braking test, I suppose. Now, I do not plan on going threshold brakes here. I just...
So the engine and transmission work together, brake as well. So if you apply a brake now, should get a downshift.
Oh, yep. We shifted from 6th to 5th.
And it will,
into 3rd, down to 3rd.
It will attempt to maintain, right? We'll use engine braking with the transmission in the engine downhill, so you don't have to be on your brakes as often.
Gotcha. So, and it's more aggressive in tow haul.
Oh, it is
doing
more,
that.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. That's how we've calibrated it to give you a little engine braking downhill, as much as the gasoline engine can give you.
Gotcha. So Ryan, thank you so much for that experience and for a bit of the knowledge, learning about the 7.3 in the process.
You're welcome. Thanks.
All right, there it is. 7.3 2023 Ford Super Duty. Tow stuff. All right, no more messing around. We went from the lightest load they're offering to the heaviest. 40,000 pounds, towed by this guy right here. An F450 with the high output, 6.7 liter power stroke. This will be new. This will definitely be new. All right, I am jumping up to more than 4 times the towing weight from what I just did, but I'm also going up 2.5 times for peak torque. We have 40,000 pounds attached to the back of this Ford Super Duty F450, but I also now have 1,200 pound-feet of torque. I mean, that's like a fleet of cars amount of torque, and it's just under the hood of this one truck. And this is not a Class 8 semi-truck, by the way. This is a pickup truck. I do also have 10 speeds. I do also have an engineer next to me. Ryan, thank you for being here again. But yeah, this is gonna be my first gooseneck trailer and my first time towing, you know, 1 million cans of Coke. All right, let's give it a try. So, anything I need to know before we start?
So, tow haul mode.
Eco? Not eco.
Not eco.
Tow haul. There we
you
go.
Okay. And the only thing to know is 40,000 pounds requires a little more stopping distance. So other than that, you're free to head to the course.
All right. I am officially in drive. And whew, let's see what this feels like. So from a standstill, it gets moving just fine. Oh boy. Yeah, but you can just feel, God, man. So you can feel, you can hear the engine working a little harder. You can feel the bounces, you can feel the bumps, because, I mean, gosh, if you have even 10% of 40,000 pounds on the truck, that means you have at least 4,000 pounds in back. Man. Yeah, so 40,000 pounds is noticeable, but we're going 30-ish miles an hour right now, and it's no problem. We're coming up on our first stop sign here, and we'll see how the brakes feel. I'm being pretty tentative, I'll be honest, because I do not want to be the person that surpassed the limits of anything, so it means I'll probably stay way under them. And what's the other thing, the thing that actually one of the first things I think about is that the oh, yeah, it takes some work to even get this weight moving. Wow. So we're in second gear right now. There's third. Interesting. So how do you keep the transmission cool?
We have very large transmission coolers and very large radiators to help you with the heat management.
And these are water to air.
Yeah.
These are full on.
Yes, of the engine and the transmission combined. So
wow.
We have a very large cooling pack, if you will. What I'm going to do is, this here is our turbo engine brake. So our engine brake will be on all the time when going downhill to help assist you with braking.
Now, is that kind of like a Jake brake in a semi-truck? Is it like kind of doing like forced compressed air kind of a thing?
Similar, yes. It's doing similar function, using the engine as a brake through the turbocharger instead of actively in the exhaust as a Jake brake does. So
okay.
This is built into the turbocharger to help use the engine as a brake. Yes. Okay,
wow. All right, so I'm gonna floor it now, full power. We're moving right around 20 miles an hour, full throttle now. Oh, you can definitely hear it. But I mean, we're moving. There's 30. There's fifth gear. There's 40 as we go up a 7% grade. Wow. God. I mean, including the weight of this truck, we got to be close to 50,000 pounds. I mean, not to mention that breakfast burrito you guys fed me.
It's amazing how much we can tow.
So I'm still in fifth gear, still full throttle, and just now like 42, 43 miles an hour. So it...
Cooling fan.
And then, yeah, you could tell it's working. And now we have to apply the brakes pretty quickly for this yield sign. But, wow, yeah, it did it. Once you get moving, you can feel we're starting in third gear because we did not come to a complete stop. You can feel that this engine is definitely working, but man, oh man, I mean, the payload, speaking of Class 8 semi-trucks, the payload of those is oftentimes less than 40,000 pounds. I mean, 20 tons is not an uncommon payload for a full-size truck. And I'm not on the brake or the gas, and so you can hear the engine kick down.
You feel that?
And you can feel some deceleration just from the brake.
Yes.
And so that's something you turned on here. You called it.
So that's the engine brake, yes.
Wow.
So that's all controlled through the turbocharger.
And we're spinning 3,500 RPM right now. And I'm not touching, I haven't touched the throttle at all. Now we're close to 4,000 RPM. And I've only been dabbing on the brakes. It's been mostly the engine doing the work here. Wow, that's something. Now this is an XL F450. So this is, in terms of features, this is kind of your baseline truck.
This is our basic work truck.
Yeah.
So.
Now the steering does feel a bit lighter, and this is definitely, being an F450, you can tell this is a plenty stiff truck. But if you plan on hauling anything even close to this amount of weight, you want stiffness. Wait, we're gonna struggle a little bit here. Oh no, we're not. We're doing just fine. So the transmission took a moment to figure out which gear it wanted to be in. We're now in 5th gear, going 32-ish. I'm not flat, but I'm pretty well into the throttle here. Spinning just under 2,500 RPM. It's certainly not the quietest engine at the moment, but now we hear a lot of cooling fans going on. So the truck is very proactive in keeping everything at operating temperature and not overheating, I suppose.
Correct. Yep. That maintains all of our temperatures. The fan coming on now for the cycle.
We talk about the transmission. What about the differential? Does the differential have cooler as well?
So the differential doesn't have its own cooler. It has, other than through the cover, it has cooling plate to dissipate the heat. So.
Okay. So passive cooling.
Yes, passive.
You know, other than it being a little bouncy and a little bit louder, everything else about it feels pretty normal. The truck still feels stable, and we still have enough power to get moving, of course. You know, if you start going up to 7% grade and want to go a certain speed, you're gonna have to struggle there. But yeah, I mean, it feels a lot more normal than you'd expect. Now I'm maintaining throttle position now. We are losing a few miles an hour as we go up this grade, but it's all manageable. And it's been interesting here as we go uphill. You hear the cooling fans kick on, but they're pretty quick to turn off again. You can tell that it's not struggling to keep up, it's just maintaining. And now this is the engine doing engine braking, because we're going down a hill. And that was impressive how little speed we gained truly through that, because that was a pretty sharp downhill moment. We went up about 5 miles an hour, but it wasn't a huge change, and I never touched the brake.
Engine brake does its job, and then you can test how well the engine brake works on the 7% brake.
So this is 35. I do not have my foot on the brake or the throttle. We're up to 38, up to 39, up to 40. I'm applying brake to help now. But it's a light brake. It's a light brake, and now we're slowing back down. We're back down to 35. So if I apply some brake to help with the engine brake, it's not bad at all. I'm not needing to apply heavy brake at all. That's a very light apply. Yeah, you can tell this is a work truck. It's not as refined as the others, but you can also, I mean, this is doing some pretty serious work here. And it's impressive that you can get 1,200 pound-feet of torque in a pickup truck now. I mean, this is a bonkers number. 500 horsepower. That was what a 2007 Ford Mustang GT500 made.
And to meet our emissions regulations as well.
Oh yeah,
so,
50 state.
Right.
Wow. Okay, that was definitely an experience to tow 40,000 pounds in an F450. Wow. I like torque. There's a good reason to, right there. Ryan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
What I want to show you today is our tailgate topper and our onboard scale system. So I want to be able to back my truck up as close as possible to that loading dock, so that way I can throw my animal feed into the back of my truck.
And what do you guys call this system again?
So,
tailgate down camera?
The tailgate down camera with the park aid sensors.
The onboard scales I tried on an F-150.
Okay.
But apparently these do operate a little bit differently. You guys have ride height sensors built into the truck.
Exactly, yes.
Which is a really fascinating detail.
So I'm going to drop my tailgate here, and you're going to see that it switches the camera views from the back to the top.
And did you just press a button?
Yep,
over
just
there?
press the button, and the tailgate actually...
Which button was it?
Here, I can show you here. It's this here. There's a little
fancy
tailgate indicator.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. So I will now back up.
Now this isn't any of the automated tech. You are
No, this is me physically controlling the gas and the brake. And you can see with the 360 camera view, which is also new for the 23 model year, is that you have that.
So even when the tailgate's down, you have that and that.
Yep, exactly. Before this was just blacked out. So I'm going to stop there. We're going to get out in a second, and you'll see how close I got. But like I said, I want to show you now the onboard scales part of it. So I'm pretending that I'm loading my feed into the back of my truck. Right now it's indicating that we're overloaded just because both of us are in here. Once we get out, it's going to change to a green status bar showing that we're at a safe payload. The number at the top is indicating what the max payload is of the truck.
I'm impressed that it goes all the way down to the single digits. Like I thought I'd see it in the 10s or the 20s or even the 50s.
Yep. Another thing when you're by yourself is checking the status. You don't want to run back and forth from the back of your truck up to the front to keep checking what the status is.
Sure.
So we have this cool feature with the tail lamps here when I push that button. So in a second you're going to see that the top LED of the tail lamp, and it looks exactly the same on the physical tail lamp, is flashing, indicating that we're overloaded. As soon as we get out of the truck, that lamp is going to stop flashing. This is going to turn green, indicating that we're at a safe payload. So let's hop out of the truck. So you can see now we're green. The status has changed. That LED is no longer flashing. And again, you can see how close I was able to get to the actual loading dock without hitting it, not damaging my tailgate. And then, Dave, you want to step up on the step just to show it change status here for him? And you'll see that. LED.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no
so we're turning on Pro Power Onboard now, and it's just this button right here. And we're saying, yes, we understand. And now it lets us know that the generator's on. We can use power and back.
This system is a 2 kilowatt system. Now, it can't run all these things at the same time, but it can run it one at a time because they're all hovering around 2 kilowatts.
So right here, those are two kilowatt outlets right here.
You can see it?
I'm curious why, you know, in the Ford F-150 hybrid, you can go up to 7.2 kilowatt hours, and then the Lightning, you go, I think it's 9.6.
Exactly.
So why did you guys keep it to 2 kilowatts here in the Super Duty?
In order to get any higher than 2 kilowatts, you actually have to have another battery pack. So it either needs to be a hybrid or it needs to be an EV vehicle. Because ours are running on gas and diesel, 2 kilowatts is our max. You know, in the future, we're looking definitely at capabilities to extend that beyond that.
So it's limited by your alternator and 12-volt battery.
Exactly.
And, yeah, got it. I don't think about going remote working, but I think about tailgating.
Yes, exactly.
You know, and you know, you could set up
campsite set up
a small refrigerator or a stereo system or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, Kristen, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is our tailgate step. You just press into this middle button. Tailgate step drops down. This is 3 inches closer to the ground than our prior model year. It's to make it much easier to get in and out of the truck bed. You can pull up this handle again. Great for safety, and easily pop into the truck and then pop down.
All right, fantastic. Amazing how much we can tow. So I'm still in 5th gear, still full throttle, and just now